So the web app has been released and there is so much to talk through. So in today's video, we are going to be going through everything. But before the video does start, at the moment, my daily subscriber trading guide is actually free for everyone. It's free for everyone until the 1st of October. It's got loads of data in it regarding investments, loads of data regarding trading, which we'll be going through in today's video. So if you guys want to check that out, top link in the description. Literally no gimmicks whatsoever. It's a Google Docs link. It's what I normally have as my sub perk, but it is free till the 1st of October. So let's go through absolutely everything. I'm not gonna lie, the web app has been really good fun. Now it's obviously been a little bit slow. It's gonna be slow unless they gave us tradable, tradable SBCs. But because we did go and get ourselves some welcome backpacks, yeah, it's been decent. You know, there's a bit of coins on the market. You know, players are a bit more inflated. There's actually stuff on the market. You know, there's a lot of SBC trading. You know, I'm managing to flip loads and loads of cards myself right here. I mean, you can literally see these are like all the cards are sold overnight. And then on top of that, I've still got another 60 cards selling. We're doing a lot of trading, winning a lot on bids. There's a bunch of cards winning on bids. So loads and loads is going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through what I'm doing, what I'm trading with, what I'm investing in, and all the content that's come out. So the first one I'm going to talk a little bit about is the SBCs, because the SBCs kind of have dictated what I've been trading with and how the market's been. Now yesterday we did go and get ourselves our first generic SBC, which is nice. And last year we didn't get generic SBCs as of the web app, but it seems like we are getting generic SBCs every single day basically. So yeah, we start off here with the For the Club. The For the Club SBC is very simple. It does basically require a 4-2-3-1 with minimum of 3 leagues and yeah, minimum of 3 leagues. So basically what they're asking for here is you to kind of use one nation and use a bunch of leagues. Well, the reason this generic SBC is really good is because it's got cams, and because it's got cams is quite a rare position in the game, and it needs 3 of them. So it's already rare, they need 3 of them, so as a result they do quite well. So I'll be talking a little bit in a bit basically how I'm trading with these, because again, this is literally one of the main ways how I'm trading. On top of that, we did go and get ourselves the Team of the Week Cosmetic Evo SBC, which again is kind of pretty useless because again, it's literally just a cosmetic upgrade. All you can do is trade in your 84s and like an 84 raid squads of small election primes. I guess if you maybe had access fodder, it'd be okay, but yeah, it's not looking likely to be really a play. Other than that, everything else is the exact same. The foundations are the exact same. The hybrid leagues are the exact same. Because all that stuff the exact same, you know, we've been able to treat it like we have in previous editions. Now, players used for advanced SBCs haven't actually really risen yet. The only players that have really risen are players who are being used for these really cheap and easy foundation SBCs. That's because people just don't have the coins to do the advanced SBCs, but they do have the coins to do the foundation SBCs. Therefore, all the trading I've been doing, and as you can see on my transfer list, is just all with bronze and silvers. I've not touched gold cards whatsoever. One of the reasons for that is gold cards seem to be a little bit more common. Bronzes are definitely the rarest at the moment because the welcome back packs were silver packs and gold packs. So yeah, as a result, the advanced SBCs so far haven't really risen, but they'll still be a good investment because people will go and do them once they go and load onto the Ultimate Edition today. Let's see. Something also that should rise, yeah. So advanced SBCs will be good investments, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. But something that is also a nice investment are players used for Evos. Now, the first Evos have already been leaked from people who had the full game. I believe EA actually gave the full game to people who work at foot.gg. I know Chewboy got it, and Chewboy works for foot.gg, but I don't think it works for the coding side, but obviously you can relay information. So we've got ourselves 3 Evos to start the game off. We've got the Ultimate Edition Evo, which again isn't the one which gives you is the welcome back pack one, which we thought would come out on the 27th, but again it seems to be that they dropped it on the Ultimate Edition, which is what they kind of originally hinted at. It's just in the terms and conditions they said it'd be in the 27th, but actually it's coming on the release. This Evo right here goes and gives you +1 skill moves, gives you the power shot playstyle plus, first shot minor, gives you +2 overall. I mean, we can click on it right here. Gives you a +2 overall, +3 dribbling, a +3 physicality, +5 pace. Now these are all caps, saying you can't basically get, even though we'll give you +3 dribbling, you can't have higher dribbling than 85, passing +3, shooting +4, and yeah, a really nice upgrade. Now I'm going to go back to the Evos, because we've got this Evo here right here, which is intro to the stat limit. But because this upgrade isn't as good as others, this one in itself isn't really being used by itself, right? Like, no one's really just doing this Evo. All people are doing is doing that Evo and then combining it with this one and this one. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Now, the first one we are going to talk about is the Attackers one. The Attackers one is a lot more interesting. It seems like the players who fit this Evo are more inflated on the web app. Stuff like Correa, stuff like Darwin Núñez, can't remember who else. But these players seem to be a bit more expensive than your defenders, like your Cal Dogu and your Balde, who fit the defensive ones. So the most demanded players for this are normally your French players and your Prem players. Now we can see these are well demanded because again these cards are slightly more inflated than the cards who don't fit them. As a result, these cards aren't bad investments between the web app and the Ultimate Edition coming out. Again, the Ultimate Edition will come out as of 1 PM today because of people who do the New Zealand glitch. So the most popular players, and again you can go and invest in these players. A lot of people are coming to me with about 5 to 20k and they're saying, hey, you know, I've got 5 to 20k, what should I go and invest in? Now I'll be honest with you, it's not guaranteed that these players skyrocket initially because, you know, when people are opening their 4.6k FIFA points, these players are going to get packed. But what I will say is, as soon as that initial wave of 4.6k FIFA points stops, these are the players people are going to be buying. You know, you're going to see people buying the Evo players over buying your Van der Vens and whatever who don't fit the Evo. So yeah, Kolo Muniain should be a decent player to go and pick up. Next one we've got is Inaki Williams, is a nice one to go and pick up. Next one we've got is Correa, who's a nice one to go and pick up. Then we got ourselves Darwin Núñez, who seems a decent one. And then we're on to the defenders. I also know that some traders have just been kind of strictly trading with these players because they're seeing these players being bought a lot. And because they're seeing these cards being bought a lot, they're flipping them. I haven't personally flipped these cards myself, but yeah, I see where they're coming from. You know, obviously if there's demand for a player, it means you can always gamble on the card kind of going up and up and up. And, you know, there being demand for the player. So the second Evo that's came out is a defender one. I don't think this is anywhere near as hyped. Again, these defenders are cheaper on the market, and in general, like defender Evos are never really as desirable as forward Evos. But nonetheless, I still think there's a bit of an investment in them. Not as many players. Those players that should be in demand is Kaladoglu and Delo, and finally Balde. Now these players again were all expected to be demanded for this Evo before the games come out, but it's kind of confirmed with, I guess, there not being certain stat limits or whatever, that they're still demanded. And like I was saying earlier, the into the stat limits doesn't seem to be being used by itself, and it's just being used as a bit of a stepping stone. For example, it goes and gives Balde an extra, what is it going to give Balde? It gives Balde an extra 2 dribbling on this card. It also goes and gives Balde an extra 3 shooting on that card. It also goes and gives Balde an extra, I think that's about it. So the upgrades aren't crazy. I think it gives him, that doesn't give him skill moves or weak, it probably gives him some minor playstyles as well. So again, the into the stat limits is being used as a stepping stone, and that you've got the defensive ones which people are using Delo, Caldogu and Balde, and the offensive ones which people are using Correa, Darwin Núñez. And again, we thought Rashford and Adeyemi could be fitting in it, but they did actually put maximum 1 playstyle. So that is the Evo, and that is one of the things you guys can go and invest in. Now, there's actually something quite interesting. We're now going to move on and talk about objectives, because a lot of people have said, oh, they've hidden objectives. Why have they hidden objectives? I'll be honest with you, I'm not quite sure why they're hidden. I presume they'll be unhidden once you log on to the Ultimate Edition, but I'm not quite sure what the reasoning for them being hidden is. But luckily, and it kind of sucks, right? Because last year what we did was we bought 100 players and then we listed 100 players, and because we did that, we unlocked a bunch of objectives. Because we unlocked a bunch of objectives, it gave us loads of coins. You actually got basically a free 6k for just buying 100 players and then listing 100 players. Well, sadly this year, if you go and buy up 100 players and list 100 players, you can't go and claim the objectives. Although you actually can, and you wouldn't believe it, right? But our good friend Pale Tools is actually going to be the reason we can go and claim it. So let me show you right now. Right now we can't get ourselves objectives. I know that I have objectives that I've completed, right? But what I can do is I can head over to Google. I can type in Pale Tools, and again, this is not what I expect. This is not what I expected using Pale Tools so early on for. We then go and click on Pale Tools. We're then going to go and click on Pale Tools V24. Now what I'm going to press is going to be Control-Shift-B. This is going to open up bookmarks. Previously I didn't have bookmarks opened up, right? Or I don't have bookmarks on my browser, I'm not a weirdo. But there you go. If you press Control-Shift-B, you can see it hides it, Control-Shift-B, it opens it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab this link and we're going to go and drag it onto our toolbar. This is because there is a FC25 Pale Tools compared to the FC24 Pale Tools. We're now going to head back to this FIFA. We're now going to click on Pale Tools, and you see that? It now lets us claim the objectives we previously couldn't have done. I don't know how this does it. Again, I'm not under the belief this will have any sort of thing regarding you getting banned. I mean, there was literally an exploit last year where you could claim objectives like 500 times and nothing happened from that. So I doubt anything will happen from this. But what it does let you do is it lets you go and claim the objectives. And I know that I actually have a transfer market objectives, and I'll walk through the objectives a little bit in a sec. And I can show you right now that at the moment my coins are on 6.1k. Let me go and discard something random, just something non-rare, that doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go and discard just to show you guys that, there you go. So my coins right now are at 7.4k. What I'm now going to do is I'm now going to go and claim the objectives. and I'm just going to go and restart my web app quickly. And if by magic, my coins will now be at 9k. Because I've just completed, if not, maybe even higher. Let's have a little look. There we go, it's now at 8 point, no, you can't see. It's now at, if we can bring this up here, it's now at 8.9k. And the reason for that is because I completed a transfer market objective. I couldn't originally claim it, but by using Pale Tools, it lets me claim it. On top of that, there's countless SBC, there's countless ones that give you packs, that give you consumables, that give you again coins. Now, obviously we can't see the objectives, so how are we meant to know what to do? Well, luckily again, foot.gg has all the objectives on here, so we can just go and see what we need to do. Now, all of these are gameplay, 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 all of these are gameplay. Obviously you can't do gameplay on the web app. All of these are gameplay, all of these are gameplay, all of these are gameplay apart from the score building one. This is where we get to what I was talking about, right? Transfer market mastery. So if I go and list 50 cards, they go and give me 1.5k. And if I didn't use Pale Tools to be able to get around claiming objectives, that like 1.5k of objective would just be stored there forever. Likewise, the buy 50 players for 1.5k. So now at the moment, I think I've done every single one of these transfer market ones, apart from buy 250 players. You can also see in the top right, it literally tells you when you complete objectives. So you will know when you complete them. Obviously, you won't know how far you are off completing them, but you know, you're just kind of as it comes. So the idea is if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can basically go and do 5 of these, and all you got to do is buy and sell. All you got to do is buy and sell cards, buy and sell 100 cards, and you will literally go and make yourself 7.5k in objectives. And then on top of that, there will be another one for list 250, list 500, and buy 250. Now that sounds really overwhelming, but when they say list 500, they don't actually mean list 500 cards that you haven't listed before. So what I could do, especially if I'm doing bronze fan method, I can literally, rather than just pressing relist all, which would count as no relists, I can go and list these cards individually. And because I'm listing them individually, it's counting as a list. So when they say list 250 cards, list 250 players, it could just be a case of, you know, I go and have 50 players on my transfer list and I list them 5 times. On the presumption nothing's sold on for some reason. And now go and get me coins. And likewise, then all I have to do is another 5 times and I go and get myself that. So you can see that there is loads and loads of coins being made. And again, there's even a few other ones you can do. What other ones do we have? So we've got Transmarket is where you get the coins. You then got stuff like Team Warm-Up. Just like completing milestone groups. Obviously some of these are game... Oh, there you go. There's another one. Like, build a team with 24 chemistry. And all you got to do is just go and build a concept squad with 33 chemistry. And you go and unlock that one, which go and gives you like some player stuff. We then go club maintenance. And by getting more chemistry, you're also going to go and get an artist. I haven't done the buying badging kits because I don't really care about that too much. But same with the buying injury stuff. You can't change your club name until you're on the game as well. But yeah, so the bottom one for you here, so you've got Transfer Market, then you've got Team Warm-Up, and then you've got these 3 at the bottom. All objectives you guys can go and do to go and get yourself more coins. So that is that. Now, I'll actually go and show you guys the squad that I currently have, because the squad I currently have, because of a bunch of these objectives, is actually pretty sick already on. So I managed to get myself Gokares in the Welcome Back packs. But then from some of the objective packs, I managed to get myself Neuer, managed to get myself John Stones, managed to get myself Gordon, got myself Romero. It's obviously nothing too insane, but I'll tell you what, as a starter team comes, I will not complain too much. I mean, I don't know if we've got... Yeah, no, we just got a few plebs on the club. But you can see that my non-rare golds are absolutely stacked. So when it comes around to going and doing some advanced SBCs, I'm going to find it a lot easier because I'm getting all those free packs. And I could probably get around to doing some more advanced SBCs. All the ones I've actually done here, I think in total I might have paid 600 coins and I've had to complete all of these ones right. Well, yeah, all of these right here. So, yeah, it's really nice for stacking the club over for SBCs. So enough about, I guess, that. Let's talk about how we're trading. This is my specialities. So, like I was saying earlier, no one's really doing the advanced SBCs, so the demand there's a bit rubbish. What people are doing is they're doing these starter SBCs, but some of these starter SBCs are really awkward. For example, if we go and look at Foundations 5, and we go and look at this SBC here. In this SBC, they want you to go and use players from the same league, exactly 3. Players from the same nation, exactly 3. And they want every player to have 2 chemistry. Basically meaning, I need to go and have my centre-back, centre-mid and left wing all need to be from the same nation and the same league. Well, as I say, people aren't necessarily using golds for this, but they're using bronzes. And what I've done is I've created a list, and I literally went through the market for about an hour this morning, of every single combination that sells on. So for example, Argentinian bronze cams, you can buy at 300 coins and sell at 500 coins. French bronze cams, you can buy at 400 coins and sell at 700 coins. The reason these are selling on is that star SBC. Here we go. Germany silver left wings, you can buy at 400, sell at 600. Now you have to take this with a pinch of salt because of course the market's still fluctuating, and the one thing you need to make sure you do is make sure you sell all these players before marquee matchups today, because of course marquee matchups gives Electrum packs, it gives mix packs, and they're tradable silvers, and they'll go and flood these on the market. But between when you're watching this video and marquee matchups, this will be a really, really good method. After marquee matchups, by then we could probably already start shadow trading, which we'll cover in a later video. But between now and then, if you guys are pretty lost, there's loads and loads of filters that you can go and win cards on bids, you can go and win cards on buy nows. And the idea is because they're being used for some of these awkward SBCs, people are buying them. I mean, I can literally show you right here, all of these players, more likely than not, are going to be from that list. So we've got stuff such as like English cams. English cam sold at 700 coins. And if we go over here, we can see that we've got England bronze rare cam, England rare cam, buy at 400, sell at 700. So you can see the coins, obviously they're nothing insane, but we're at the beginning of the game, it's pretty slow, but I can't complain. So at the moment we've got, I think, 50 things on our transfer list, another 20 things on bids. And again, what I'm doing is literally just going through this list one by one. So we've got Argentina cams, I say to buy at 300, sell at 500. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the transfer market, I'm going to go nationality, Argentina, position, cam, I say to buy at 300. If I put maximum bronze, if I put maximum bid 300, it'll show me everything with a bid under 300, including buy nows under 300. And now all I've got to do is go and bid 300. Now right now it might say that the buy now is 450, but the idea is because this combination is so rare, they'll fluctuate back up to 500, or maybe fluctuate even higher. But the idea is they just go up and down all day. So let me see if I can find any, there might be some cheap buy nows. Because the idea is the amount of bronze Argentinian cams on the market, again, there's probably like 15. Yet these guys are really popular for generic SBCs. I showed you a generic SBC a second ago that needed 3 of them. So what I do is I'd go and spam bids. Also, if you are a little bit worried, let's say, you know, players are a little bit less than maybe what I say they are in the guide, then what you want to do is just diversify. You know, don't get stuck there with 40 Argentinian cams. Instead, go and pick a few Argentinian cams up. Then we can go look at, we've got silver, Ligon, left wings. We can buy at 300 coins instead of 500 coins. So let's head over here. We're going to go, in fact, actually, I think the bronzes were even better, weren't they? Yeah, bronze, Ligon, left wings, buy at 600, sell at 900. There we go. So we're going to go bronze. We're going to go left wing. We're going to go league. We're going to go and set it to the league. And again, these cards sell at 900, so we want to go and buy 600 and below. There you go. You can see there's literally only one on the market, and that's just credit to how rare they are. Sadly, 650, so we're not going to be able to buy it. But again, there is a list of, I think, 20, 25 combinations. You should be able to go through them one by one, trying to win them on bids or buy nows. And again, that's what I've been doing right here. So I've got some whip takers who I've picked up for 550, who is a English, silver rare right wing, pick up for 600, sell at 800. So again, the profits aren't massive, but it's really a beggars can't be choosers market. You know, if I had something out there that made massive coins, I'd be sitting there on massive coins and I'd be flipping icons already. But it really just isn't a case of that. But you can see I've got, you know, a few Italian left wings. I've got myself some Ligon left wings I can sell at 500. Italian left wings I bought at 400. I can flip at Italy silver left wings bought at 300. Wait, left wings. Italy, I might have overpaid for them. Silver, yeah, no, I should have bought at 300 to flip for 500. Seems like I bought them for 400. These rare German left wings. Let's see what these guys sell for. These guys, Germany, silver left wing, bronze rare, pick at 600, sell at 900. Nice, so that's an easy few hundred coins per there. And obviously you're not winning absolutely everything, you get an outbid on stuff. Also, everything doesn't necessarily sell on the first try. In fact, it might take a few tries to sell stuff on, but you can see right there I've had really, really good success selling, just flipping these cards. Also, a little bit of Man City players, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, how am I trading? I'm basically flipping this list of players because they're being used for SBCs. So, now we're going to talk a little bit about investing on the topic of trading, and just talk about what we were looking at earlier, where we were looking at the Evo players. So if I can go and find Caldogu, hopefully we can. There we go. Nope, Caldogu. I'll go for Delo. If we can't spell him, no. All right, Delo wins. So someone like Delo is should be a good pickup because the market's a bit weird going into the Ultimate Edition, right? So right now, if I go and look for someone like Van Dijk is very, very expensive. And don't get me wrong, right? Van Dijk should be very expensive when the game comes out. But what will happen is Van Dijk is this expensive because there's 8 on the market. But what happens for the expensive cards is loads and loads of FIFA points are open, and yes, it's going to be very hard to pack Van Dijk, but Van Dijk is going to have a lot more on the market. Meaning this Van Dijk here is likely to crash from about 500k down to around about, and again I've got a spreadsheet, down to probably about 150 to maybe even 200k. Now the cheapest the market is between the 19th, so today, between 11:30 today and 1 AM tomorrow. And the reason this is the cheapest is this is when EU get their 4.6k FIFA points. Because when EU gets their 4.6k FIFA points, you've got all these people opening their FIFA points at the exact same time, and they're spamming the market. So even though I think that this is more so with stuff, let's say 20, 30k and above, even though stuff that's like 20, 30k and above looks cheap, I still don't think it actually really rises until the midday on the 20th onwards. So stuff like Van der Ven, again, I do still think is a bit expensive for me wanting to buy him, because I'm not that confident that when the Australia edition comes out that he'll go up rather than going down because of getting resupplied. So 20k for me just looks a little bit too much. I think if you want to go and invest in anything going into the Australia edition, again, if I had players like Van der Ven, I'd want to sell them before the Australia edition comes out because it's just the safest play. The best things to invest in are going to be your advanced SBC fodder, which again, I will go and put on the guide. If I can go and grab it, I will go and put this stuff on the guide. I still just need to research it. I haven't had time. Yeah, will be players used for advanced SBCs, and then on top of that, it's players used for the starting SBCs. Players being used for the starting Evos. Because what you got to understand is, people aren't really buying players for the starting Evos. But when people jump on the game and can actually do the evolutions, that's when we should see demand for the Evos. Because people, again, these are like the hot players to buy. Darwin Núñez went from like 10k to I think nearly 30k when the game came out last year. Given I'm not quite sure if we knew the Evo that would come out, so I think it was a bit of a surprise. But we did see him go from 10k to 30k, and that's just, again, the super demand for the Evo. So unless you think that too much of the current players' prices incorporates the demand for the Evo, then I'd recommend buying them. So I think someone like I don't think Correa is the best. I think, again, Núñez isn't too bad of a one this year. The only problem we do have with investing in these Evo players is obviously there is more breadth in what you can use, and because there's more breadth in what you can use, the worry is there'll be less saturation on a few players, and because there'll be less saturation on a few players, there's a chance they don't rise as good as previous years. But yeah, these are the sort of players I'd recommend buying. Again, we covered them earlier in the video: Inaki, Williams, Correa, Núñez, and then the defenders we're looking at Caldogu, Delo, and Rabiot. Rather than having players that don't fit these Evos, just because even if there is an increase in supply when the Ultimate Edition comes out, we know there's going to be a decent increase in demand, whereas we can't guarantee there will be an increase in demand in like Upamecano's and so on. So I would quite like to sell a lot of the meta players before the Australia Edition comes out. And again, the next investing point will be between 11:30 today through to 1 AM tomorrow. So that goes and covers the buying Evos. Let's see what else we've got right now. Preview packs. If you guys haven't already done the preview packs, make sure you do so. If you guys don't know, you can go and head over to this store, head over to packs, and you can go and preview a gold pack. And obviously, if it's worth over 7.5k, you go and buy it, and then you even get to open another one. If it's not worth over 7.5k, you just need to wait 24 hours when you first opened it. So that's something big if you guys haven't already done that. Now, I've been spamming on the market a lot, and I imagine some of you guys have been absolutely spamming on the market a lot as well. And we're kind of in the worry that we're going to get market suspended. Just like how you get market suspended or even SBC suspended, if you spam the market too much, or even if you spam bids too much, you're going to be market suspended. Now, at the moment, sadly, the only way of doing stuff is on the web app. But because we should be getting ourselves the companion app, today, the companion app actually has a separate amount of searches. So you could probably do like 2,000 or 20,000 searches every 24 hours on the web app. If you surpass that, you'll be market suspended. But the companion app gives you another 20,000 searches. So if any of you guys are market suspended today, or bidding suspended, then once the companion app comes out, which I imagine will come out around about 3-ish, you'll be able to log on. If you're also on PC and interested, you can also download BlueStacks and use a Android emulator for the web app. That's what I'll be doing, because of course that'll be the best thing for stream. But yeah, just heads up for any of you guys who is market suspended. That'll be the first time you can get unmarket suspended. That, or if you're on Xbox, you can do the New Zealand glitch. If you guys don't know, there is basically a glitch that if you change the location of your console to New Zealand, you can go and get the game early. It doesn't work for PC. It doesn't work for PlayStation. It only works for Xbox. And how you do this is you go to your settings, You then head over to the system. You then go to language and location. You then go and change your... They're going to head over to language region. There you go. You're then going to head to language region and you're going to go and switch this. Sorry, no, you're going to head to location and you're going to go and switch this to New Zealand. And basically what will happen now is you'll now be able to unlock the game at 1 PM over waiting till midnight your local time. The reason this occurs is because 1 PM New Zealand local time, 1 PM UK time is midnight New Zealand for New Zealand, if that makes any sense. I say this has been a thing for about 10, 11 years. Haven't heard of anyone getting banned for it, so I wouldn't really worry too much about that. A lot of people in the stream are worried that they get banned for it. Again, I've been doing this for 10, 11 years. Never heard of there being waves of bans because people have changed the location. And as I say, you should be able to just switch it back once the... should just be able to switch it back whenever. It doesn't really matter. You could literally leave it on that all year if you wanted to. One thing I will also say, if you do this glitch though, you actually won't receive the FIFA points until midnight your local time. So for example, if I do the New Zealand glitch and log on at 1 PM, you won't get your 4.6k FIFA points until midnight your local time. It's just something that happens every year. And this is why we see the market crashing the biggest between 11:30 to 12, 1 AM, because this is when, even if Europe does do that glitch to get the game early on Xbox, they don't actually get their FIFA points until now. Which is again is why the market doesn't necessarily rise for meta cards, even when the New Zealand's out there, because unless people are loading up FIFA points, you're not going to see the surge of 4.6k FIFA points all being opened in an hour and a half, which is why 19th, 11:30 to 12, which is why on the 19th between 11:30 to 1 in the morning is the cheapest, because there's just such a surge of people opening FIFA points. And then after that initial surge, the market then just keeps going up every single day through to the Ultimate Edition. So, talk about companion app. Now, yes, we're going to have a little look talking about what we're going to buy. One of the main things, if we can afford, is we're going to go and buy ourselves icons. And the reason we're going to go and buy ourselves icons, if I just move that down there, is because there's a really, really nice thing you can do with icons, right? And it all comes down to how close the discard is. So, icons discard is around about 55k. But you can go and buy icons, and even the worst ones, you can go and buy these cards for around about 70k on the web app. So you can buy them for 70, but you can discard them for 55k. Well, why would you care to do this? Well, that's because these icons, even the trash ones that are only 70k in the beginning, again, between the 19th, 11 to 1 AM on the 20th, these cards go from 70k all the way up to 150. So this is basically the play you can do, and I've explained this a few times in the stream, but it's really, really good play. So let's say once you've opened up your packs, you've got yourself 100k, right? So what you do is you've got your 100k and you're going to go and buy a trash icon for 70k. So now you've got 30k and you've got yourself one icon, right? Got one icon. What you're going to go and do is you're going to go and discard this icon, which is now going to go and give you 85k. And now we're going to have one icon, 85k. And you're now going to have one icon in the discard recovery, right? You've got one icon in your discard recovery and you've still got 85k. You're now going to use that 85k and you're going to go and buy another icon, which now means you've got 15k and you've got yourself one icon. There we go. And then you've also got yourself one icon in the discard recovery. Boom, 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 boom. You're then going to go and discard this icon, and that's going to go and take you back to 70k. Let's go bring it down one. Right. So you're now going to go and discard that icon. That's going to go and give you 70k, and now you're going to have two icons in your discard recovery, right? If you guys don't know, you can discard players, and then you can go and you can discard players, and then you can go and bring them back up to 7 days after you discard them. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go buy your third icon, which is going to give you 0 coins. It gives you one icon, and it gives you 2 in your discard recovery. There we go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to discard this icon, and that's going to go and give you 55k, and now you've got 3 icons in your icon recovery, right? Boom, 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 boom. So again, you've got 55k and 3 icons in your icon recovery. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go and invest that 55k into any gold card any gold card for about 50k. Now between the Ultimate Edition release and the Full Edition, the idea is this card, whatever you invest with the 55k, will double in price. Meaning you'll go from 55k to 110k, right? So you're now on 110k on the release of the game with 3 icons still in your discard recovery. So now what you need to do is you're going to use that 110k to bring back 2 of the icons. So now what you've got is you've now got yourself 0 coins, you've got yourself 2 icons, and then you've still got 1 icon in the icon recovery. These 2 icons, rather than when you bought them there were 70, these are now worth 150k each. So now what you're going to go and do is you're going to go and sell these 2 icons, which are now going to take you to 300k, whilst having 1 icon in your discovery, in your discard recovery. You're now going to go and use 55k to go and bring that one back, which will take you down to 250k and an icon. You're now going to go and sell that last icon, which is going to go and take you to 400k, and that's that done, right? So you have gone from 100k to 400k, and all you've done is buy icons, discard them, and then 5-6 days later, once they've banged in price, bring them back from the discard recovery. And again, there's basically been no trading whatsoever. There's only been the investment of you keep on buying an icon, then buying a gold card that doubled in price, and then selling it. So even though the gold card only made you 55k, the icons went and made you another, well, they made you another 245k. So hopefully that makes sense, because that's basically the most optimal play to do. It's quite a complicated play, but it works every year, and it's kind of what the top traders do. So just give you a little insight to what the top traders do, because obviously the top traders have a lot of coins. I myself plan on doing this if I can, and the idea is I'm going to go and buy those icons, ideally between 11:30 today through to 1 a.m. in the morning. So that is the icon play covered. At the moment, icons just aren't really cheap enough. Like, again, it's unlikely anyone has those coins, but icons aren't cheap enough, and it's not a case of like, well, if they're not cheap enough now, why would they be cheaper when people get on the game? Well, the idea is when people get on the game, they'll actually be supplied. Right now, there's just nothing on the market. It's not worth doing it with 110, because this guy's 83k when the Ultimate Edition was released, so this card is bound to drop. Last year, like, all the icons dropped when the Ultimate Edition came out between the web app and the Ultimate Edition, because they were actually packed. Likewise with the heroes, like, I think there might be a variation of it with the heroes, but I'm not too sure what their discards are. But I mean, right now, the heroes just aren't really cheap. Like, players like Crouch were 50k with the Ultimate Edition, and at the moment, there's nothing 50k. So, at the moment, heroes are just too expensive, icons are too expensive. Team of the Weeks are quite interesting. Stuff like Adeyemi is way, way cheaper than what I thought it'd be. I thought Adeyemi would be a fair bit more, but, you know, in the end of the day, we're not really in the real sort of simulation of the game. The real simulation of the game will happen after the Ultimate release. I wouldn't be too confident about buying this guy before the Australia edition comes out. I wouldn't be too confident about buying this guy before midnight. He should be a really good investment after midnight, but yeah, I just wouldn't say he's quite cheap enough now. Another card as well is Theo Hernandez, right? This guy should be so, so good, unless we go and get ourselves a... unless we go and get ourselves... I mean, there you go. Unless we go and get ourselves a left back. Is it just none on the market? It probably has scuff price range then. Unless we go and get ourselves a new left back that's better than him, he should just rise every single week in the rewards, because he should be the best left back in the game. So a nice little long-term investment regarding that. Still got more stuff to talk about, so you won't believe it. We're just going to talk about the leak stuff. So as I say, we're just talking a little bit about the Team of the Weeks. At the moment, there's already been loads of players leaked for this coming Friday. Friday's promo is going to be Road to the Knockout stage, which is actually 1 week earlier than normal. Shouldn't really change the trends of the market, because yeah, it's like the market peaks on Friday and goes down normally. I think it'll be the same this year. So far, the players that are leaked are Doku, Bellingham, Alvarez, Otamendi, Romero, Frimpong, Jota, and Isco, and finally Watkins. Now, last year, the players that went out of packs, aka got themselves mad foot cards. We have stuff a little bit like Chiesa, and I'll show you what happened to Chiesa. Sorry. We got cards like Chiesa. Let me go and show you what happened to Chiesa last year when he went out of packs. I did, for some reason, think I did have this popped up, but apparently I didn't. Basically, they did very, very well. Now, gold cards during this time were rising anyway, because gold cards rise between the base release to the Ultimate Edition release. But this is what Chiesa did when he went out of packs. So if you do want to go and buy any of those cards, again, you'd be looking at buying them between 11:30 on Thursday through to 1 a.m. on Friday. Again, there's no hurry in buying these cards that are going out of packs, because they're going to get very heavily supplied before they go out of packs, but they are nice investments. Chiesa did 48k to 75k. You even have cheap cards like Enzo Fernandez did, he would have done 6k up to 12k. And we can also go and show you Van Dijk did 100k up to 320. So if you did want to go and buy any players, yeah, they're not looking too bad of an investment, the base versions of them. Especially if like the cards would have been, in my opinion, the most optimal cards. Anyway, the most optimal cards are like 30k to, 40k to 80k players. I'll be honest with you, none of them are too close to that. Yeah, I mean, Bellingham should be like 600k. Alvarez probably is quite close to that, I'd say. Same with Frimpong. Frimpong should also do well because, again, they're some of the more expensive. The rest of the players, I think, are just either too plebby or they're Bellingham. And I'd say I think that is what we have. No, we got one last thing to talk about. One last thing we're going to talk about is today's marquee matchups. We should get marquee matchups at 6 PM content. In the trading guide, I do have all the investments I recommend picking up. I think it'll be City versus Arsenal. I already picked up some City players, but I've already sold them just because I got good prices for them. So might go back and buy some more, but you can go and get yourself Man City men or women. And then the other games I think we'll get will be AC Milan. So there's some investments there, and finally Lyon versus Marseille. But make sure to keep track of the investment guide. Again, it'll be free to the 1st of October, so loads and loads of information there for you guys. But that is going to go and wrap up the video. Apologies if it hasn't been too cohesive, but I guess it's my first, sort of formatted video like this. So hopefully you guys learned a lot. That's the idea of it. Might not be the most formatted, but the idea is hopefully you guys will learn lots. There's so much information being thrown out there. Anything you don't understand, to best get responses from me, do go and join my stream. I will be streaming from 9 AM all the way through to the 1 AM. So I'll be doing a nice little 16-hour stream today. So do make sure to jump in. Ask me any questions. I'll be doing some trading over there. And yeah, should be able to help you guys out. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the support. I shall see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.